What a huge honor this is. Thank you, Haverford College. Good morning, class of 2025. Family, parents, friends. Okay, first and foremost, I want to give a massive shout out to my partner of 26 years, Katrina Spade, Bryn Mawr class of 1999. Right back there. Thank you. I love our quarter-century bico romance. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Big love to the Blue Bus, which we rode yesterday, just for fun. Still running between campuses, and thank you, Blue Bus, for bringing me back to my Haverford dorm in the wee hours of the morning. I also want to thank my parents who saw how this Quaker-rooted, tree-filled, urban-adjacent campus would support my growth as a person many years ago. Many years ago. Thank you for always encouraging a curiosity about nature and the end of life. I thought about what I would want to hear if I were graduating from college right now. I have to admit, it feels a bit daunting to give advice at this moment in time. But look, I have this robe. Professor Moses just gave me that amazing introduction. So I'm clearly qualified to give you some advice. So here we go. I left Haverford College in 1999 after immersing my young self in anthropology, religion, and a smidge of biology, and zipping around the lacrosse field quite a bit. A decade post-Haverford, I went back to school for an architecture degree, and I started to think about my own mortality. I had turned 30. That's what we do when we hit 30. You'll see. I saw that all the design choices that had gone into the conventional funeral industry over time had created something both polluting, uninspiring, and carbon intensive. I craved another way, an end-of-life option that would recognize our place in the natural world and help heal the ecosystem we depend on our whole lives. I dove into the design challenge of creating an alternative to cremation and burial. In the years that followed, I learned the many obstacles in the way of bringing human composting to life. For example, it wasn't yet legal to compost a human being. Also, no one had done it before, so everything from what plant materials would bring a perfect balance of carbon and nitrogen to how to design the proper equipment needed to be figured out. Today, I'm proud to share that human composting is legal in 13 states and counting, and there's work all over the world to expand the option globally. My company, Recompose, provides this service in a state-of-the-art facility for people at the end of their lives. So, here are just a few things I've learned in this journey. Hopefully this advice will both inspire and comfort you, and maybe your parents and family too. Number 1, don't worry if you haven't figured it all out yet. There were 10 whole years between my time here on Haverford's beautiful campus and figuring out that my path had something to do with architecture and design. In between, you could say I was just wasting time, but I was also learning what I liked and didn't like to do with my days. It then took me another 10 whole years on the path of architecture and design to really get going on this whole death care thing. Looking back today, I can connect all the threads, but that's just hindsight. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life when I graduated, and neither should you. But good job if you do. Life is short, but hopefully also long. You have decades. Waste some time. It's okay not to know things. Someday you will. Number 2, choose your people well. This one's cool because it's true for both personal and work life. On the personal side, choose your friendships and build your communities with intention. Queers know you can also add to the people you call family. For the LGBTQ community, this is often born of necessity, but I recommend that everyone create a chosen family. If you're lucky, your true friends and family will be with you until the end. I have the privilege of caring for people after they've died, and sometimes I also get to meet them before they die, if they have a diagnosis or simply an older person planning ahead. My favorite clients come into Recompose with a gaggle of friends and family members. They make their end of life a community effort. They laugh and they cry together. On the work side, remember, you'll be spending a tremendous portion of your waking hours with your coworkers. So when you go into an interview, remember you're interviewing them too. Do your values align? Will they lift you up? Is this a place where you can flourish and grow? And if and when you get to the point in your career where you're building a team, you'll find the people you hire make the most difference of anything, so choose them carefully. Number 3, one foot in front of the other. I would estimate that my partner Rania has repeated this phrase to me literally thousands of times. It's fairly straightforward, but brilliantly useful. When daunted by the scope of a project, break it down into smaller pieces. Do one at a time. Then don't stop taking steps. That's what persistence is. You'll be amazed at how it all adds up. This strategy worked for me when I was juggling the relatively enormous projects of legalizing a new funeral option, engineering human composting vessels, and raising over $25 million entirely outside of the venture capitalist system. It later helped when we designed our facility and crafted it an intentional company culture that is very different from the status quo funeral home. Waking up in the morning and taking one step towards the goal. I recommend this strategy for any challenge, big or small. Number 4, thinking about your mortality is a good thing. Nothing makes you appreciate life like the incredible fact that your time on this earth is finite. I suspect your generation knows this more than mine did when we were your age, what with climate change looming so big and so close. But it's good to know our time on this planet is precious. It makes us appreciate every single day and work harder to make things right. So, practice mortality awareness. Let yourself contemplate the finite nature of your life. Number 5, at the same time, life is infinite, and we are all part of something grand. Every human Recompose has transformed, has gone on to nourish new life. Their soil has been used in gardens, potted plants, in groves of trees planted to honor the dead, in meadows, on hilltops, and in other wild places. Some donate their soil to our land program, where it's utilized by conservation organizations in forests in need of remediation. Whatever their soil goes on to do, the decedent's very essence returns to the earth. The molecules that made up their human body are rearranged into a different form, capable of regenerating life. It's mind-blowing stuff, and it comforts me daily. We are all made of stars. And finally, number 6, lead with curiosity. We're living through unprecedented, unsettling times. Fear is a reasonable response. I'm sure you heard the adage that courage is not the absence of fear, but acting despite it. So how does one act in the face of immobilizing fear? My strategy has been to lead with curiosity. My mantra is, I wonder. I wonder who knows more about this. I wonder where I can find more information. I wonder what communities are already working on this problem. And then I set out to find the answers. By seeking to answer the questions you've asked yourself, you transform your anxiety into action. It's similar to one foot in front of the other, in the sense you're taking the problem that feels overwhelming and breaking it down, just like molecules, into its constituent parts. Allow yourself to be rearranged. Your liberal arts mind has been fortified to approach the world with curiosity, so lean into it. You're prepared for this. You just need to remember to do it. Cultivating curiosity is one of the most helpful mental exercises you can do. So, Haverford College, class of 2025. What I wish for you all the most is that you can have the privilege of living 25 years into the future to look back on your college graduation like I'm doing now. What a joy. Until then, rest, party with your friends, celebrate this day, and then go. Don't be swayed by governments or politics. Follow your heart. Fight like hell for a livable planet, free of genocide, free of fascism, and full of flourishing ecosystems. You've got this.